Hey, everybody, we had a great show this morning. Rodney's got to zip out of here a little bit early today, but we talked a lot about what's going to be happening with the cobia. Got a call from Mike Mann as well. And then there's a lot of events going on over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully you enjoy today's show.
You're listening to WWBC, Cocoa, Melbourne, Titusville, 1510 AM, as well as W234BI, Cocoa, Rockledge, and W264AS, Rockledge, Melbourne, Palm Bay, and 100.7 FM.
Well, good morning, East Central Florida, and welcome to another edition of Catch a Memory Outdoors right here on WWBC 1510 AM. We appreciate you guys and gals tuning in every Saturday morning to see what's going on up and down the Space Coast here of Brevard County on Florida's central East Coast. I'm Captain Jim Ross. I'm the host of your show this morning. And, of course, our regular co-host, Rodney Sahr, is joining me this morning. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Good to be in here again.
I'm telling you.
I know.
I'm telling you.
And you got me 2 weeks in a row.
You know what? How did I get that lucky? How did I get that fortunate? That's what I want to know.
That's your lucky day, right?
I'm telling you.
No, it's good to be in the show. Good to be part of it all again for a little bit. So looking forward to next week as well. So it should be good times.
Well, this week we have, it's a busy time of the year.
It is. It's crazy busy. Except for the weather.
You've been I know I've been running. You've been running like crazy too. Yeah. I mean, some of the events that you've done in the last month, I think you've had. Have you had a weekend off yet?
I've had one weekend off, and it's going to be the next couple of months. I might have 1 or 2 weekends a month off. It's got events going every other weekend or so, and got to go out to California here before long for the Daiwa sales event, and I'm pretty stoked. I get to go fishing while I'm out there twice.
Really?
Yeah, I get to do a little bay bass. So Daiwa does
those calico.
Yeah,
bass?
A little calico. Yeah. They do a little tournament.
Right.
So I just found out the other day I'm paired with my customer service guy, which is awesome because he's a local and does it a lot.
Oh,
and we've got some.
So you got a ringer.
We got some little John boat though. I think we're gonna be going out there, so we're gonna go crush it in the John boat. I was talking to him the other day. I was like, all right, what do I need to bring, man?
Now I have a question. What part of California are you going to?
So this is like San Diego area. It's SoCal. It's down in the southern part.
My understanding is they have sort of a lagoon estuary kind of a thing.
It's cool because you're actually right there by SeaWorld. And last year when I was out there first time, it was awesome because we pull into this one like big marina area with all the slips, and there's this like a platform in the middle, and all the seals are sitting there on the platform, and we're fishing all around the boat slips and stuff, and a little bit deeper water, and the water's crystal clear. It's really cool. And then you go out to like it was almost like a flat, I don't know what to call it, but it's the kelp, basically grass.
Right.
And you're fishing, it's like bass fishing in grass. It was really unique. It was pretty cool. But they had a lot of, I caught a big calico, I guess, and it wasn't a real big fish, but they said it was a really big one.
For a calico.
And then a couple of the guys caught a few halibut, small halibut.
Right.
So that was pretty sweet. That's kind of on my bucket list, so hopefully maybe get one this year. But get to do that on the one day, and then we're actually going to go out and fish for yellowtail and maybe some bluefin on the Wednesday before I leave. So I'm taking the red eye Wednesday back, and I'm going to go do that. So
that sounds like
fun.
I
know, man. I'm stoked. that's going to be fun.
Yeah, new species to check off the bucket list.
I'm always about checking new species off the list, man. I think that's one thing I've been very fortunate, very blessed to be able to fish in a lot of different places.
You know, when Blair and Jeff Kranick and myself,
we were watching that video the other day.
When we went to Alaska last year, when we're fishing in 200 plus feet of water, 250, 300, 360 at one point we're fishing. What was so interesting was that you're trying to make as much commotion as you possibly can on the bottom. And so you didn't want to fish the rocky areas.
Yeah.
Obviously, not the flounder, but the
Halibut.
halibut don't want to lay on the rocks.
Yeah.
They want to lay on these like mud flats. And
Yep.
so there was like plateaus, like mud plateaus, and then they would drop off on the sides. Okay. So your plateau may be in 220 or 240 feet of water, and then around it's 300 feet. And the halibut would come up the sides of the plateau and lay on these flat top muddy areas. And so you're trying to drop your jig, and I mean they're pretty good size. I mean it's not like it's a little spot, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, they're pretty good size flats, if you will. You would try to drop your jig down, and we were using these gigantic, you know, like big 8-inch curl tails and stuff like you would use for grouper, you know, out here. And you're dropping and hitting the bottom with these 1 and 2 pound jig heads.
That's
you know,
awesome.
I mean, and just banging it off the bottom, literally.
Yeah.
And so we're fishing braid.
Yeah.
And we actually fished quite a few spinners.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to just use
wear your arms
use
out.
conventional, but we used quite a few spinners too. And so you're just tapping the bottom, and just all you're doing is picking that thing up out of the mud, or they called it mud. It was silty
Dirt.
sand, if you
Yeah.
will. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it was just. It wasn't like muck. You know, it was. But you lifted it up and you just let it flop and just bang on the bottom. Just lift up and just let it. You get enough slack in the line that it would hit the bottom, create a little puff of mud, whatever.
Yeah.
Lift it up again, let it fall, and just. You're lifting it 2 or 3 feet and just letting it free fall back down and just slam on the bottom, basically, because in those areas there's no rock. And all of a sudden you go to lift it and you can't lift it. And you're like, oh, there he is, you know?
Yeah.
So you never necessarily felt the bite. You just knew you had one.
Yep.
Because you couldn't.
Kind of like flounder fishing here.
Yeah. You go to lift the rod tip and the rod just starts to bend instead of lifting the jig off.
Yep.
And so it was kind of interesting to me because we can't do that here.
Yeah.
You touch your jig to the bottom on the Okalina bank, and you're most likely not getting it back.
Yeah.
Or, you know, 5 times out of 10, it's going to hang.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to hit the bottom and intentionally slam the bottom. So 2 things. One, it reminded me, Justin Ritchie did over at Mudhole Custom Tackle.
Yeah, he did his jigging
did a slow pitch. He did a little bit on high-speed jigging, but mainly a slow pitch jigging type technique. And to me, it was very similar to what we did in, you know, out in Alaska in Ketchikan. And I thought to myself, man, I could do this same technique out there very easily. And I was talking to Jeff Kranick about it, and Jeff was going, yeah, actually, you know, that's kind of
They've been doing it.
The secret. We would literally take our jigs off the rods before we got back to the dock. Him and one other captain that were from here in Florida. He says we'd take our jigs off the rods and put regular like Guggen rigs back on so that they didn't know what we were using. But we were coming in with 5 times more fish than anybody else.
Yep.
And he said because the way that the slow pitch jig falls, it's just more attractive than the standard jig.
For sure.
And we were tipping our standard jigs with you know, sardine chunks and stuff. But so kind of bring that thing full circle back around to your California deal. I was just thinking to myself, well, some of the guys caught halibut. Well, the only way you're catching halibut is to be on the bottom.
Yes. Yep.
So I would say to you, take something out there that you know you can touch bottom with. And I know in your line of in your extensive line of tackle, I know you've got something.
No, we rival each other's tackle selections. You know, and it is cool because when you're fishing for the calico bass, it is kind of like fishing. They use a lot of spinner baits. They use a lot of, you know, swim baits, paddle tail type stuff.
Right.
A lot of underspins. So it's a lot of bass tackle.
Okay.
And of course, they've got their little California spin on some of it, so it's kind of cool. I always find it interesting wherever I go. If I'm traveling outside the country or even in the U.S., I try to go to a tackle shop just to see it. Like I enjoy looking at other tackle shops in other areas to see kind of the stuff they're carrying. And I spent, I think, about an hour and a half in the tackle shop at the marina over there last year, just looking at the stuff that they have. It was very unique. I mean, some stuff similar, you know, but a lot of unique stuff that you don't see here. I did the same thing when I was in Costa Rica, when I was in Mexico. I went to the local tackle shop just to look around at the stuff, and I always find it very fascinating.
So like in a place like that where they're targeting rooster fish and mainly more offshore species, sailfish, dolphin, marlin, things like that.
They've got inshore stuff too.
Do
I'm
they?
talking in Mexico, where I was in Mexico and where I was at in Costa Rica. Especially in Costa Rica, they have a good snook fishery, so they have some stuff for that too. They do some snapper and stuff, but a lot of it was big game oriented. Where I was in Mexico was big on the surf side. They had a lot of surf stuff. They do like the GT candy, which is basically a chunk of, it was almost like a polymer, like material, hard plastic, and it's just ripping it as fast as you can kind of thing. And they use it for rooster fish and jack crevalle over there. But I mean, it'd work here too, looking at them. I mean, it's nothing different. And then they have some fancier ones that are resin, with some different, flash and stuff on them. So it was cool just to look at that kind of stuff. I always find that fascinating.
When I was in Wyoming 2 years ago, we're driving along, and the entire time before we went, my wife kept asking me, "Do you want to fish? Do you want to fish? We're going to be there. Do you want to fish?"
I did the same thing.
Well, you got the Green River, you've got the Snake River, you've got the Yellowstone River, you've got the Firehole River, you've got all these famous rivers for fly fishing out there, and I'm like, no, I just want to go, just chill, just kind of be a tourist, just kind of sightsee. I don't want to, because I know what would have happened. I would have had a fly rod, and you wouldn't have been able to pull me out of the creek, out of the river. You would have been dragging me. But
you regretted not taking it, didn't you?
But the second that I got there, I was like, dang, I should have brought a fly rod, or should have brought. So there was this, I don't know, dichotomy, if you will, between I want to, but I can't because.
Well, we were looking at the mud pots the one day and walking around, and it's along the one lake there. So, of course, like everywhere I go.
Like Yellowstone Lake or one of those, And
let me tell you, Amanda's as bad as I am now, too. But I'm looking around the lake. I'm looking, and there goes a big rainbow swimming by, and I'm looking, and there goes another trout going. I'm like, daggone it.
Yeah,
like, I should have brought that fly rod. Or even just a spinning rod. Because I used to trout fish a lot when I lived in Pennsylvania.
Okay,
I used to, brook trout, brown trout, palominos, rainbows. I used to fish the streams there, the Lehigh River, the Monocacy, all that when I lived in Pennsylvania. All over the Pennsylvania I used to fish. So it's different.
So when we were driving around this was after we came back from Yellowstone, we actually were cruising down around the not Arizona, Utah, Flaming Gorge area, I guess it was Utah, Flaming Gorge area. And we went down to one of the reservoirs, just once again, just sightseeing, looking for sheep in the mountainside on this one area, and looking for elk over here, and seeing the speed goats, for everywhere. It was, there was antelope everywhere out there. It seemed like, and we're cruising down this one road, and we come across this. I look up there, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Look at this!" So like you go by Strike Zone in Melbourne, and they've got a giant marlin on the front of the building with yellowfin tunas, right?
Big trout.
Or you go by, like Bud and Mary's, and they've got a giant great white shark hanging out on the side of the building, on a gin pole, and there is this fly, this freshwater drake, this whatever it is. And it is literally as big as my house. Okay, I mean it's huge, and this is their welcome sign, if you will, that this is the tackle store. But this fly, it was big. I'm like, oh, we have to pull in this place. We have got to stop in here and to pull in there and to see all of the little spinners and spoons and jigging spoons and all these little micro things,
rooster tails,
all of this kind of stuff that they had, plus the fly selection, and of course the waders and the nets and everything that goes along with that whole thing. It was just like, I don't need anything here,
but it's cool.
But it's just cool to stop. And then we spent like 30 minutes just walking around looking at the stuff, So.
I got to go into a couple shops, but we had 4 kids with us, so it was like we were in a little town and they were shopping. Like, you guys go shop, because I saw a fly shop around the corner. I'll be back. Same thing. Actually, when we were in South Carolina, it was North Carolina a couple years ago too. I was went into a little fly shop there too, and just checking out. It's just cool. You know, the little shops, little tackle shops, and all that. You know, I always find very fascinating. So.
Well, the thing that you can always know about an independent is he's going to have what works there locally.
Exactly.
You know, you walk into the big box store and you don't necessarily have.
It's not going to be the same.
The local selection, if you will. It's just whatever they happen to put in.
Yeah.
But the little local tackle store, the independent, that guy's always got. If it's on his shelf, it's because it works.
Exactly.
You know, he doesn't have time to be messing around with the newest, latest, and greatest until it's a proven thing.
Exactly.
But it's always one of those things where whatever's on his shelf is pretty much that's what's working right now, and they've got it dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys and gals, we've got to take our first break of the day. When we come back, Rodney Sahr and myself, Jim Ross, are going to be right back with more Catching Memories, so don't go away. Assassin, the most trusted name in bass fishing lures, is now the top soft plastic lure brand for saltwater. Sea trout, tarpon, redfish, and snook hammer the Saltwater Assassin 4-inch sea shad. With its amazing swimming action, this lure sets the bar for swim bait designs. Other companies continue to try, but none have been able to replicate the action of this incredible minnow-style lure. But Assassin has other proven designs. I like the native shiner colored 5-inch Shad Assassin. That's my go-to lure when I'm targeting big gator trout. Redfish love the Drunk Monkey or the Mudbug colored 4-inch Assassin Shrimp Cocktail. And you can rig these on a weedless worm hook or the amazing Assassin Springlock jig head. Now, these are just a few of my favorite Assassin lures. Check out what top professional anglers have known for years. Assassin lures simply catch more fish, and you can get them at your local tackle store or go to bassassassin.com and get some of these fantastic lures for yourself today. Starbright Premium Marine Polish helps keep your boat looking great. This easy-to-apply premium polish uses polymers instead of wax, so it lasts up to 3 times longer than traditional boat wax. The polymers in Starbright Premium Marine Polish are also easier to apply, block UV rays better, and help keep fish blood, slime, and poop and other stuff from sticking to your gel coat. Starbright Premium Marine Polish isn't a wax, it's a sealer. It's safe for all fiberglass, paints, and polished metals. You won't believe how awesome Starbright Premium Marine Polish will make your car or truck look too. Wax is for surfboards, not boats. Protect your boat with Starbright Premium Marine Polish. Hey, gang, this segment of the show is brought to you by Strike Zone down in Melbourne, and it's kind of funny. We were just talking about independence.
That's one, man.
Stopped down and saw Sean the other day down at Strike Zone, and appreciate the support that they obviously have been providing for us for all these years to keep us on the air. Also wanted to let you guys know that we have got a new promotion coming up for them that is going to be going on next month. And when you go in, Sean wants to try and narrow down the dates, so I'm just giving this is just a little tease of what we're going to be doing. But he's going to have a specific week during the month where you either come in and you get a certain percentage off of your entire package, entire purchase, or he'll have some specific lures and baits that he wants to highlight, you know, whether it's snook season, kingfish season, tarpon season, you know, whatever it happens to be, redfish season. It's always redfish season. But he has a couple of things that he wanted to put together for that.
Nice.
So we're going to let you guys and gals know that, you know, we're going to have that promotion coming up here for you shortly. So one more reason to stop by Strike Zone, because you get a discount from, you know, Catch a Memory Outdoors and Strike Zone in Melbourne.
Well, all the listeners, I'm headed there after the show today. We're going to be there with NLBN today, Daiwa is, and Smith Glasses. NLBN's going to do buy 3, get 1 free of their select. Basically, they have certain colors that they've done a few of, and they're going to give you a pack free of plastics or jig heads for every 3 items you buy in the store.
Nice.
Every 3 NLBN. And we're going to be there supporting them with the Daiwa products, talk about some of the new stuff. I believe Sean got the new Freems reel in, which is a pretty sweet new spinning reel that just came out. So yeah, I'll be there from I think 10 to 2, I believe, today. So come on down, say hi.
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Sounds like definitely a good time. No, we also want to let you know we got a couple of new sponsors here. One of them is the Anheuser-Busch, and it's like, how did Anheuser-Busch do it? How did they take water, barley, malt, rice, hops, and yeast and create the best-selling, cleanest-tasting, low-calorie beer in America? With only 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs, Ultra is the clear champion of beers for people on the go. Taste the American Revolution for yourself and give Mick Ultra a try. Superior is worth paying for. Carroll Distributing, your local Ultra Superior light beer distributor, wants to remind you to enjoy life, have fun, and always drink your crisp Ultra responsibly.
I have to drink a couple Ultras tonight. Not me. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. It's for people on the go. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we kind of need to talk about, and I think what we need to do right now is get straight into the fishing and boating conditions. And the reason I say that is because I'm looking at the report today, this morning, and I'm kind of intrigued. You don't see some of the things that we see, that I'm seeing
this time of year. It's crazy. This wind, first off, is crazy.
It's been brutal.
It is.
Relentless and brutal.
And when it stops, it's going to get good.
Well, we've still got a small craft advisory until 10 o'clock today. I'm not saying that the seas are going to lay down anytime soon. They're going to get lower. They're not going to get great anytime soon.
No.
Because we've got northeast at 10 to 15 today, switching to east by 10 to 15 by late afternoon and tonight. Seas inside of 20 miles are still supposed to be around 5 to 7, 5 to 8 feet with a dominant period of around 10 seconds. Now you have to take that's your swell.
Yep.
Okay. But think about that. You've got a 5 to 7 foot swell every 10 seconds. If you were going to go cobia fishing, and you wanted to see them the farthest possible way off, that type of a swell is conducive to doing that, because as you go up on a swell, you can see 3 or 4 swells over. You can see 200 yards over because of that change in the surface of the water based on that swell or that wave. So you can see fish a lot better when it's a slightly swelly condition. We're going to have some wind chop on top of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, today's not the day.
No.
Okay. Tomorrow, maybe. Monday and Tuesday, actually, pretty doable if you have a decent, size boat. I'm not saying go out there in your John boat.
Yeah.
But your, 25, 28, 30-foot center console, Monday and Tuesday are looking pretty darn good. So, to kind of keep running with this, Ponce Buoy this morning, 73 degrees last week. 72 degrees, sorry, 72 degrees last week.
Yep.
What do you think it is today?
I'm going to go with where you're going on this. I'm going to guess it's 69 degrees.
You nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Northeast wind coming up.
Ponce Buoy has come down
3
degrees.
That's crazy.
In 1 week. 6 foot at 10 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, which is not fun. 4 Mile Buoy at Canaveral, 72 degrees. It's only dropped 1 degree in temp. Okay. Once again, 4 feet at 11 seconds. 20 Mile Buoy, I think it was 7 feet at 11 seconds. I forgot what the temperature was, but it was around 72 or 73 degrees as well. It wasn't really much higher than the 4 Mile Buoy. 6 Mile Buoy, 75 degrees. That's out of Fort Pierce. 6 Mile Buoy out of Fort Pierce, 75, 6 feet at 11 seconds. So in looking at the temperature gradient, when you look at Ponce being 69, or that buoy that's just a shade north of Ponce at 69, there's your starting point.
Yep.
68, 69 degrees is your starting point. And then you bring that 70, 72 degree curve all the way around down towards Canaveral and maybe even parts south of Canaveral. Man, guys, if you're going to go cobia fishing, these are the kind of conditions that can set up to create a great bite.
Yeah.
Slight swell, temperature's right. It just everything to me looks like there's a potential this week that we haven't lost them. They didn't blow on by on this wind and get all the way to St. Augustine is what I'm saying.
And I've talked to the guys up there. They're not seeing them yet. They haven't seen any yet.
St. Augustine has not.
Well, Jack's Beach.
Okay.
I say Jack's Beach.
Okay.
But those guys will fish south of that a ways too. The guys I'm talking to will launch out of St. Augustine as well, and they have not seen them. So
Gotcha.
it's not. They've been kind of meandering around, our area to Ponce to up there for a while now.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're concentrated as of yet. And maybe this did it. I don't think they ever really were concentrated.
No, there was only little pockets.
Yeah.
We had a couple days. We had a little pocket off of Patrick Air Force Base.
Yep.
We had a pocket sort of off of D-Can, C-Can, B-Can one day. And then they kind of zipped north up to Playa Linda. And then there was a pocket off Playa Linda and then a pocket off of New Smyrna, parking lot 5. There was 2 good pockets right there with rays that were feeding. And obviously anytime you have rays feeding, you've got the chance of cobia around. And then one day when it got a little warmer just before this last real good blow, one day there, just north of the inlet at Ponce, there was a really solid bite of free swimmers and of ray fish.
Yeah.
So, but here's the rest of it that's kind of interesting to me. Western edge of the Gulf Stream is currently 48 nautical miles out of Ponce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's way
out
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Port Canaveral is 36. So Ponce is 5 or 6 miles farther offshore than it was. Port Canaveral is 6 miles farther offshore than it was. And look at Sebastian. Last week was 26 miles. This week is 34 nautical miles to the west edge of the Gulf Stream.
Wow.
Which tells me that all the northeast wind that we've had has pushed a huge wedge between the stream and the mainland and is pushing water to the south.
Yeah.
The fish aren't going to swim into the current. They're going to swim with the current. And if they're swimming with the current, they're obviously coming back this way from Ponce. So I'm really, really excited about what's potentially setting up for this coming week.
The other thing that's going to be creating too is there's going to be some really nice eddies along the stream.
Should be.
For the mahi guys. I think the mahi fishing this year is going to be a lot better than we've seen in a couple of years. We had those couple of days where it was really nice last month, and the mahi catches, guys are catching double-digit mahi, a decent-sized ones.
Nice.
Like, it's about time, for us to have a good run of them. So
yeah.
And that's really good for business too for a lot of us.
It's been a few years, that's for sure. So tides look like this. We've got a low this morning at 9:39 a.m., a high at 3:37 p.m., and a low at Sebastian at 9:44 a.m. and a high at 3:55 p.m. And the solar lunar tables, which are the best times to hunt and fish, presented by All About Archery, 7:43. So in about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, to 10:43 is your major this morning. So. That should incorporate everything from daybreak until basically 11 o'clock. It should be a really good morning to fish. And then the minor this afternoon is from 1:06 to about 3:06 p.m. So, like I said, looking at these things that are going on with the fishing and boating conditions, there's a lot of potential for us to have some really good fishing if the wind will die down enough that we can actually get there.
Well, and I tell you what, talking about the lunar times, the best time to say 10 minutes, I think we just heard Mike Mann hooking up to a fish.
Yeah, we've got him on the line. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take our next break, and then let's bring Mike on. That way we don't have to shut him down in a minute.
Let him fight that fish first.
Yes. So guys and gals, Rodney Sahr and myself, Jim Ross, are going to be right back with more Catch a Memory right here on WWBC 1510 AM. Don't go away. We've got a whole lot more coming right back at you. Grill's Seafood Deck and Tiki Bar is one of the Space Coast's most popular local hangouts. We love to kick back and relax at either of their waterfront locations with a cool tropical frozen drink and some of the freshest island-style seafood around. Grill's is known for its fantastic food quality, like their bacon-wrapped scallops, shrimp Cuban sandwich, or one-of-a-kind Bahamian fish chowder. The Tiki Deck features some of the area's best local bands throughout the week, plus Grill's has a fantastic breakfast menu, too. Chill out at Grill's original location in the Cove at Port Canaveral, right next to Sunrise Marina, or check out Grill's Riverside location on Highway US 1, just north of the Pineda Causeway. Go to www.grillsseafood.com for more information, and remember, it all happens at Grill's. Nobody likes to pay for insurance, but you have to have it. So do what I did. Go to Petrucci Insurance. They're your local independent insurance agent, and they're here to make sure you get the right policy to fit your insurance needs at the best price available. I gave Petrucci Insurance a call. They reviewed my current policy and saved me $700 on my home insurance alone. Plus, Petrucci found me better coverage than the policy I had with my other company that I'd been with for years. Don't waste money another day. Call Petrucci Insurance at 321-632-1200. That's 321-632-1200. And stop wasting money on your home, car, boat, and life insurance today. Trailer problems can be a real day breaker. When you need to go to the area's best trailer supply and repair shop, try Ferguson's. Family owned and operated since 1954 and located on Highway 192 in West Melbourne, Ferguson's has a huge supply of trailer tires, wheels, axles, lights, jacks, and other trailer parts in stock. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, stop by and pick up the parts you need. If not, let their expert staff do the repairs for you. Ferguson's also installs electric brake controllers, trailer hitches, and goosenecks. They have a full line of automotive and marine interstate batteries, so if you need a trailer maintenance, repair part, or a new Continental boat trailer, go to the best trailer shop on the Space Coast, Ferguson's. Check them out at fergusonstrailersupply.com or call their shop at 321-723-5425. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here at Catch a Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Direct Graphics, and of course, if you need anything to promote your business, stop in and check out Direct Graphics. We also have a new advertisement from Ace Hardware in Titusville, and they've got a huge selections of rods, reels from Penn, Daiwa, Shimano, plus a whole bunch of lures. Rappalas, gulps, no live bait needed, mirror lures, saltwater assassins. If you need it, they're your one-stop tackle shop on Highway US 1 in Titusville. Ace is also a Yeti cooler and accessory dealer. So, if you need any of your boating supplies, anything like that, they've got them. Sunglasses, they've got an entire wall of sunglasses to choose from. Ace in Titusville is the place where you'll find all the best fishing apparel brands as well. So they're just minutes from all three of the Titusville boat ramps. Plus, Ace has a drive-through ice vending machine in their parking lot. So you can get in and out with while trailering your boat. Yeah, it's really nice. Check out one of the largest selections of fishing and boating gear in the northern Space Coast area at Ace Hardware. That's on US 1 in Titusville.
That's cool.
And, they really have a good selection out there. They've been really building that up. So, guys and gals, we're going to go to the phone lines. Captain Mike Mann's on the line with us this morning. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning. How are you today?
We're doing good. How are you doing this morning?
Well, it's not raining. We still got a little wind, but nothing compared to the 30, 40s we had earlier. Oh, you got one on, John? All right, let me get this net. Lift up, reel down. I told them, I said it was bonus points if they could hook a nice fish while we were on the air.
Charter's free, right?
And John took the challenge to heart. So.
Free charter? Mike's like, whoa. Hold on now.
He's buying them all ice cream.
Yeah.
Little Jack Crevel.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
Yeah, we're trying to get a couple ladyfish. We've gotten one so far. We're going to run down and watch the rocket launch in a little bit.
I was going to say, there is a, what time's that going up this morning?
7:40.
About 7 minutes.
Yep. So we're getting ready to start working our way. We're up here in the river section right now, and getting ready to start moving down.
Slap that jack in the boat and peel it back, huh? Let it eat.
Well, now we're watching a dolphin destroy it.
Man, jacks make good bait. Should cut him up.
Yeah. I got a ladyfish on the boat, so I'm not worried about the bait side right now. The lady always does the best.
Yes, they do.
But it's been the water's come up probably 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, and the water temperature dropped. Yesterday I got out and it was 68 degrees. It had been, almost 80 prior to this big front coming through.
Yeah. That northeast wind has really cooled everything down.
Yeah, it cooled everything down a lot, but the water, I was kind of worried about the water clarity, and it's been beautiful.
Nice.
Got out, we did some sight fishing yesterday, found some redfish. We're getting ready to go back to that area, see if we can find some more reds. And I'm excited looking at the weather forecast for next week. It looks like 7 days of 5 to 10 mile an hour winds every day.
Yeah, we were just kind of looking at that. It looks like the ocean might calm down enough, and the cobia should be there. I mean, all the conditions are lining up that should be happening. So I know everybody listening to this radio program or watching out there in Facebook land is got their fingers crossed. If they're fishing here on the Space Coast, they can get out and go chase those brown fish around.
Yeah, I'm hoping because I've only been able to get out for them one day this year, and I've got some trips next week, so I'm hoping we can get out. I think Tuesday we're supposed to go offshore if it lays down enough. If nothing, we may start out doing a little reef fishing, switch over cobia fishing.
There you go.
I'm excited though. You know, it's that time of year where we start going out the inlet a little bit more than staying in the lagoon.
Yeah. That's
you know what I have not seen yet? There's not a big bait run going yet.
Well, this past week I finally saw greenies, pilchards schooling together down in the Sebastian and Wabasso area, so they're coming.
I will say, for me, I found some pogies in the river the other day in Titusville when I was throwing the net for shrimp. But I will say, when I was out about 2 weeks ago offshore, the bait was out deeper.
Yeah, it was in.
I found it in 100 foot. I found big schools of thread fins and greenies in 100 foot. I also found some up in about 70 foot up north as well. I was surprised to see that out there. I thought for sure they were all going to be Spanish sardines. Started sabiking them, and there's a lot of thread fins and even some greenies in with them.
Good deal.
A few sardines, but I was surprised to see that far off.
Yeah, the last time I was out there, they were in 45, but they were deep in the water. They weren't up top.
Yep, they were definitely deep.
Last time I was out front, we had a lot of pogies up on top. We were out there cobia fishing, and I mean, there was a lot of pogies up on top. But typically by now, I'm starting to see the droves of finger mullet moving through the lagoon system. And I spent an hour yesterday throwing for finger mullet and never got a single one. I mean, never got anything in the net. But I was the first after all that fresh water pushed in, after everything. But we'll see. Next week's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's looking really, really good for lining up next week. I've got my fingers crossed that everything comes together.
We're getting ready to move. There's a hook keeper right down here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to multitask while we're working. We got getting ready to run to a different spot.
Understood, buddy. Understood. Well, how does somebody get a hold of you, Mike? Because you're putting fish on the boat already, and you're getting ready to watch the rocket launch, and obviously
So
chase some more fish after that.
I've got some days available the week after next. You can give me a call at area code 386-295-5991. You can go right to my website, fatfishguide.com, and you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, CAPT Mike Man with 2 N's.
Awesome,
guys. Sorry, it's been a little hectic this morning.
That's a good thing.
Going on.
Being busy is a good thing.
Yeah, being busy is good. So, guys, get out there. Have a great weekend. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter, and I will talk to you guys next weekend.
All right, take care, buddy.
See you, Mike.
Yeah, it
sounded busy.
Spring is trying.
It is trying.
Winter is holding on, but spring is trying to come.
It's been a weird year. We were supposed to have another Kingfish tournament that got postponed from basically St. Patrick's Day to today, and they basically just canceled it at this point. So it was kind of a bummer.
Oh, really? They're not going to run it at all?
Nope. It's kind of getting too saturated in tournaments. Not just here. This is East Coast, entire division for.
Well, I think
SK,
the northeast part of Florida. I think from now till November, there's a Kingfish tournament every weekend.
Yes.
It seems.
Yes.
Like.
It's going to start.
Are you kidding?
I know they're bringing back the northeast shootout. There's a lot of stuff that's been resurrected. And it's awesome to see that's really coming back. It's just hopefully fuel prices go down. That's the thing.
They're starting to trickle down.
I know. I think I paid $3.95 a gallon this morning on the way out here. I'm like, oh, okay, there we go. I waited to fill the boat up.
I don't like the fuel prices as much as everybody else. I'm like, this is the thing that bugs me the most about the fuel prices is that the U.S., to my understanding, the U.S. gets less than 5% of its oil from the Middle East.
I know, right?
And the reason that and why the reason we're still buying even 1% of our oil from the Middle East, I still don't know.
Yep.
I still am trying to figure it out. And why we are, as the United States of America, why we are selling our oil to other countries and then buying oil from other countries and bringing it here, that makes no sense to me. Now, I'm not an economics major. I'm a fishing guide, okay? But that's like me saying, okay, well, I'm gonna run way over there to catch fish, even though I'm on fish right now.
Right here.
I got plenty of fish.
Yep.
I got all the fish that I need for the whole day right here. But yet, for the last hour of the day, we're going to run way over there and we're going to fish over there. I mean, that's what if you look at analogies, that's kind of what we're doing. Why we sell a drop of oil to anybody else is beyond me. And how what's going on in the Middle East has affected our prices in any way, shape, or form. Not just I'm talking even pennies, not dollars. Not $2. I'm talking pennies. How it affects us in any way, shape, or form is crazy.
Yep.
And people are like, "Oh, well, the global economy." Screw that. Sorry about my French. The heck with the globe. Take care of America.
I'll tell you what. I am happy though. I'm happy that I'm running a fuel efficient Yamaha 4-stroke on my boat.
You got that right.
Because I think about the back in the day when I had the 2-stroke and I was getting 1.2 miles a gallon, if that. I'm very thankful for my upwards of 3+ miles a gallon.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot easier, brother.
But that whole part baffles me that there was any fluctuation in our prices at all.
Yep.
Because if we're somehow going to be having to have a price increase because of something somewhere else, then let's just shut down our oil exports, leave it here so that we can use it and not affect the price at all. That's the way I look at it. Sorry, our oil is our oil.
Yep.
We're not selling it to you.
Yeah.
Our people here in America need it more.
Yep.
So, long story short, kind of bringing this whole thing full circle, is the prices now are what they were in 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yep.
So, we're fussing about it. But this isn't the first time this has happened.
It's not.
15 years ago, this was going on. I was paying over $5 a gallon for diesel 15 years ago.
Yep.
So I look at the ratio of what I was making then versus what I was spending on fuel then, and then I look at what I'm making now versus what I'm spending on fuel now. It's not as much.
Yeah.
There's a larger increase in price, differential in price versus what I was making in 2010 versus what I'm making in 2025. Now, do I like it at $5 a gallon for diesel, $5.50 a gallon for diesel? No.
Yep.
Do I think it's ridiculous? Yes. Do I think that there's some kind of manipulation going on? Absolutely going on. But I'm still glad that my Chevy 1500 with the 3-liter Duramax is getting 30 miles to the gallon at 70 mile an hour.
Yep.
And pulling the boat, I'm getting 14.5 to 15 miles to the gallon at 70 mile an hour.
Oof.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. Let's talk the difference of pulling your boat, because our boats can be similar in weight, pretty similar,
probably identical.
And
I don't have a T-top and you do.
Yep. And you've got the diesel and I've got the gas engine.
Right.
I'm getting, if I'm comfortable and not flying down the road, towing a boat, I can get about 11 miles a gallon. If I'm hauling butt, I'm getting about 9, and you're getting 14. Yeah, that's what I miss about a diesel. that's what I miss about the diesel.
I've told everybody that would listen.
Yeah.
This new truck that I have, and everybody, you can like your Dodges, you can like your Fords, you can like your Toyotas, whatever. Everybody's got their personal preference. I've owned Nissans, I've owned Mazdas, I've owned multiple Chevys, Suburbans, Blazers, S10s, 1500s, 2500s, GMC 2500s, Ford 150s, okay? Of all the trucks I've ever owned, this new Chevy that I have, hands down, I mean, it's not even close. This is the best truck I have ever owned.
Yep.
I mean, it's not even close that what this truck does and the performance this truck has and the comforts.
It's technology, man.
Yeah, that this truck has compared to anything that I've had in the past. I mean, I look at my Ford F-150, and I get 9 to 10 miles to the gallon towing the boat.
Yeah.
I get 16 to 17 miles to the gallon not towing the boat.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being easy on it, I can cruise along at 70 mile an hour and get maybe 18.
Yeah.
But I'm getting 30 miles to the gallon.
I know.
Actually, if I leave it at 70 mile an hour, like my buddy Daryl and I went up to his hunting lease a couple years ago, and I just set it on like 72 or 74. Okay, we were most time we're driving 80.
Yeah.
Okay, because otherwise you get run over.
Yeah.
72, 74 mile an hour. We're just cruising up 31.5 miles to the gallon.
Yep. Like crazy.
By the time we got to South Carolina, it was over 30 miles to the gallon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like just cruising.
When I was in college, I had a little Volkswagen Golf diesel, little turbo diesel, which was an absolute riot to drive. It was fun to drive. And I'm not a car guy, but that was kind of fun to drive.
Little stick shift?
No, it wasn't a stick shift, but it had the paddle shifters if you want to use it.
Oh, okay.
But it was a short wheelbase, and you could take a corner on that thing. And I got 44 miles a gallon, the diesel on that.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, so it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm not any happier than anybody else about the gas prices, but I look at it, it's like we've been here before.
Yeah.
And your profit margin was crushed.
Yeah.
15 years ago. Not that it's not getting hurt now, but it was crushed
big time
15 years ago because you weren't making as much money then.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just happy that my Yamahas are running as good as they run. And my Chevy's running as good as it runs. You know?
Exactly.
Well, we're going to take our next break, gang. When we come back, we got a whole lot more Catch Your Memory, so don't go away. Who's got the best selection of rods and reels from Penn, Daiwa, and Shimano? Lures from No Live Bait Needed, Rapala, Mirror and Saltwater Assassin, and one of the largest selections of coolers and boating supplies in the entire state. Well, Ace Hardware in Titusville, that's who. Ace in Titusville is your one-stop shop for all of the fishing and boating supplies you will need. Ace is just minutes away from the Titusville boat ramps, and their parking lot allows you to get in and out even when you're trailering your boat. Check out the largest selection of fishing and boating gear in the northern Space Coast area at Ace Hardware in Titusville on US 1.
Every week on this show, you hear light tackle fishing expert Captain Jim Ross teach you the latest tips and tricks to help y'all catch more fish. Now it's your chance to get that one-on-one attention to seriously improve your fishing skills. Call Captain Jim for an instructional fishing charter. Jim will help you become that angler you've always wanted to be. Learn how to read the water, spot cruising fish, tie knots, and cast like a pro. Give him a call at 321-636-3728 or check out his website, finelinefishingcharters.com, to book your instructional fishing trip with Captain Jim Ross today.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch Your Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Engel Coolers, so make sure you stop at engelcoolers.com, check them out, see all the cool stuff that you can get right there at engelcoolers.com. Also, Bud Light. For over 40 years, Bud Light has been enjoyed at backyard barbecues, pool parties, and sunny days at the beach. And of course, celebrating your personal best catch, right?
There you go.
Because there aren't any artificial flavors or preservatives in them, it has a super clean, crisp taste, and a cold Bud Light shines through and goes with just about everything you do. Enjoy one of America's greatest tasting beers with your next adventure. Grab yourself some Bud Light. We appreciate that new sponsor, Carroll Distributing, coming on board with us again. Those guys, they've been just a pillar of the community, and like you said, lifelong friends with those guys that own it and are running that establishment. Just a great group of people over there, trying to provide a good product for the consumer out there. So Bo Bergeron had a question about launches, and of course, each launch is different depending on the trajectory, what pad it's going off of, all of those sorts of things. as a general rule, you can't go north of the tip of the Cape.
Yeah.
If they have a launch that's coming south or southeast, sometimes they'll close it all the way back to the buoy line.
Mm-hmm.
But until the launch window clears, you can't go north of the tip of the Cape, is for the most part. So that's, I mean, like I said, each one has its own individual box or rectangle, or sometimes it's sort of a V or a cone shape.
Yeah, it's all different.
It just depends on what's being launched and when it's being launched. But for the most part, if there's a launch, during the launch hazard criteria.
Speaking of launch,
that may have been it.
That was it.
Was it? We just heard something.
Yeah, that was the sonic boom came through.
Once the launch is cleared, and if that was the solid rocket boosters coming back, which it sounded like it was.
Yep.
If that just landed, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Launch vehicles way out in space now. You know, the booster itself is back on land. You can pretty much, the launch zone is no longer in effect, and you can pretty much go anywhere you want.
And I will tell you, they'll let you know if you're in the wrong place.
Oh yeah, the helicopter will let you know.
The helicopter,
He'll come hover right over top of you and rotor wash you.
Yep.
So especially if you listen to the bullhorn and just go, then that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to the bullhorn, the rotor wash is next.
Yep. Yeah, just go.
Kind of like when the police officer says for you to drop the gun.
Yeah.
Drop the gun and put your hands in the air, and you decide not to do that. What follows is not what you wanted to have happen. Trust me. Not what you wanted to have happen.
So
you always listen to those guys.
Yes, very much so.
Rodney, this whole cobia thing, I thought we were kind of done.
I did too.
I thought we
were done a while ago.
A couple of clients that they're like, "You think we can't?" I'm like, "Man, it's just, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it." But there's a chance.
I swear to God, we say this every year. The weather patterns are just not right.
They're never right.
And then I felt like this year it was following the trajectory to be what it used to be.
To be right.
But then it got really cold, first off. Yeah. All my plants, and let me rephrase that. All my wife's plants are all dead, and she's very upset, but we're working on that. But it stayed pretty chilly for a while, and the wind really picked up. And it's funny, I look at business month to month on the fishing side. January was phenomenal. February, okay. March, horrible.
Yes.
It's like you look at the business side of it too. And it's just been, it is March winds. And then it's April showers brings May flowers. And it's hopefully not going to be, we had some rain, which we needed. Hopefully this April will turn around a little bit and we get some fishing. But, come end of April, May, we're in tournament season. And God, I hope the weather is good. So
we keep our fingers crossed.
Yep.
May, there's always one more.
Yeah.
There's always a May.
Yep.
There's always that 14th, 15th, 16th-ish time frame in May where we get that one last one that just says, "Hey, I'm not done. I'm giving it one more try." Yep. And we'll get a little push, and that'll bring it'll get hot before then, I'm sure. And it'll bring that little bit of cool air. In fact, one year we were all down at La Jolla in Alamorada, and this was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
69 degrees one morning when we got up.
Oof, that's nice.
For the Keys, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody down there, they had on snow boots, and parkas.
Well, I was supposed to be in the Keys right now, and I ended up canceling my trip because of this wind. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had to cancel. I canceled Tuesday through Friday of this week.
Ah, man. Hurts.
I mean, I could have run yesterday, but the guy that I had, he had me booked Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
And he likes to catch tarpon. He likes to go look for cobia. He likes to go look for big jacks, that sort of thing. He likes big fish to pull on, which you can't blame him. And I told him, of course, Wednesday and Thursday was just out. Yeah. Rain, 30-knot winds, gusting one day I kept listening to the forecast. Yeah, Patrick Air Force Base is 28 sustained, gusting to 36.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like,
Yep.
you can't do anything in that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do. There's nothing you can do. So yesterday or Thursday night, I called him, and he goes, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Honestly, you live on the river. You have a boat almost identical to mine.
Yeah.
You know as many places to fish in the river as I do. I'm not going to show you anything that you can't go find yourself and save yourself a full day fee." And he goes, "I get it." He goes, "Well, put me down for 3 days in August, and I might be back for 3 days in June too." So I was like, "All right, which days?" He goes, "I don't care. Just pick them. Just put 3 days down."
Oh, there you go.
You know, so he's a very good friend, very good client, great guy, just an absolute great guy. And they went out yesterday, and primarily he wants to target tarpon. Well, I'm thinking to myself, okay, we've had 3 straight days of rain. I'm looking at. I went down to All About Archery, and I went down to Ferguson's. I got my trailer repair done. I had all my bearings redone. Check everything. Got the lights all topped off. In fact, I mean, while it's blowing, that's what you need to be doing. Yeah. If you aren't taking your trailer to Ferguson's, if you aren't taking your bow or your crossbow down to All About Archery, if you aren't taking and getting your motor serviced, everything I have right now is being serviced other than the truck. Yeah. Everything's being serviced. Both boats, the trailer on the 2016, the motor on the 2021, and the bow all got serviced. Make sure everything's tightened up. Got a whole bunch of new arrows. Okay. Nice. Picked up. I was shooting gold tips at my draw weight and my draw length at 60 pounds and at 27 inches, running them through the chronograph. I'm shooting around 245, 248. I was shooting the full metal jackets, which are a little heavier, at about 240. Well, Tino at All About Archery swapped me up to the Axis, the Easton Axis arrows. And he's like, this is like the 4-wheel drive of arrows. He goes, it's good for target shooting. It's good for hunting. He goes, these things are just tried, true. I mean, they're just a staple in the hunting community and bow shooting community. So we went down, we tweaked everything out. Now, I'm running at around 268 feet per second. Wow. So I gained a lot of speed with these arrows. Penetration is still really good, though, because I went from a 6mm down to a 5mm. So I'm shooting a smaller diameter, less windage, flying flatter, straighter, longer. So we had to readjust all the pins, readjust the sight, everything. But what I was basically at 40, 45 yards, I was kind of like, not quite sure I want to take that shot. Yeah. Not that I don't think I could hit, but you have to look at your arrow speed versus sound, and will the deer, hog, whatever it happens to be, potentially, duck your string. They say jump the string. They basically duck under it. Yeah. Now this thing, you can audibly and visually see how much faster it's flying and how much flatter it's flying. So I would, if you guys and gals haven't, like I said, if you haven't taken your bow down, if you haven't put your reels in for service and get them ready to go, if you don't have your motor being serviced, if you haven't gotten your trailer done, not that my trailer was in bad shape. I just took it to Ferguson's and said, go through it, because I've got 5 months where I don't have time. Yeah, I do not have time to be bringing it down here. Go through it and do everything. Re-grease the bearings, check the tires, everything. Just go through it, lights, everything. And, every single one of these places, get you in, do the work, you're right back out. Yeah. And I'm really, really happy. In fact, when I get my other 2021 boat out of Boaters Exchange, that should be probably Monday or Tuesday, it's going straight to Ferguson's to get the trailer work done on it. Does it need it? I don't know. Can it use it? Absolutely. And like I said, I don't have time.
Yeah, you're going to be wrapped up
in May, June, and July when I've got trips booked every single day. I don't have time for it. So while I've had this weather window, I've been taking care of all those things, taking advantage of it. Yeah. So, well, guys and gals, we're going to take our top of the hour break. When we come back, we got a whole lot more. So don't go away. Catch Your Memories coming right back with a whole nother hour after these messages.
You're listening to WWBC, Cocoa, Melbourne, Titusville, 1510 AM, as well as W234BI, Cocoa, Rockledge, and W264AS, Rockledge, Melbourne, Palm Bay, and 100.7 FM.
If you're a shooting enthusiast like I am, you have to check out the incredible lineup from Kel-Tec. Developed and made right here in Central Florida, Kel-Tec is a leading industry manufacturer of shotguns, rifles, pistols, and guess what? They're all chambered in common calibers that we all love to shoot. Whether you're a weekend plinker or you want some advanced personal carry or home protection options, Kel-Tec makes exactly what you need. Find a dealer near you or check out the entire line of Kel-Tec weapons, accessories, and apparel by going to keltecweapons.com. Your boat's upholstery looked great when it was new, but over time it gets dingy and stained. Starbright has the perfect combination for your problem. Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Cleaner and Ultimate Vinyl Guard. Starbright's Ultimate Vinyl Cleaner won't dry or fade your vinyl. It has powerful cleaning agents that blast away fish blood, grease, road grime, and more without harmful chemicals that ruin your boat's vinyl. Starbright's Ultimate Vinyl Guard is like a sunblock for your boat's vinyl cushions. It restores moisture and shine to sun-bleached vinyl without being slippery. Plus, it blocks harmful UV rays and helps keep your vinyl cleaner longer. Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Guard is great for plastic, rubber, and leather, too. It's ideal protectant for trucks and cars as well. Use Ultimate Vinyl Guard on your car or truck dashboard, seats, and door panels. Heck, you can even use it on the sidewalls of your truck or trailer tires. Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Guard makes all your stuff look great.
Batten down the hatches. We've got another great hour with Captain Jim Ross and this week's special guest starting right now.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in. This is the second hour of Catch a Memory Outdoors right here on WWBC 1510 AM. Hopefully you guys and gals have enjoyed the first part of the show. You know, if you want to get involved with the show, give us a call here, 321-632-1000. We'd love to hear from you. That's 632-1000. Give us a call right here in the studio. We can talk fishing. We can talk hunting. We can talk trailer maintenance. We can talk motor repairs. We can talk all kinds of fun stuff. You know, because there's always something. Barbecue. Speaking of barbecue, yeah, Mission Barbecue is going to be there next week. That's one of my favorite places to eat. But you know what? It's grilling season.
True. It is.
I mean, it's grilling season.
Yep.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And your Ace Hardware store in Titusville has an incredible selection of outdoor grills and smokers to choose from. Titusville Ace carries the best brands like Rectech, Big Green Egg, Weber, Traeger, and quite a few more. Plus, they have a huge selection of accessories guaranteed to ensure that you're the neighborhood's backyard grilling pro.
Oh, man, I grilled me up.
That's a title right there.
Yep.
That's a title.
I love the grill. Love the smoker. Love the grill.
I'm telling you. So, you know, what could be better on a weekend afternoon than cooking some hot dogs or burgers? Well, how about biting into some mouth-watering chicken or brisket or ribs coming off of your smoker, especially if you've just come back from fishing, you know? So Ace in Titusville doesn't just have grills in a box. They assemble all the grills, and they deliver them to your house for free.
That's nice.
Yeah, believe it or not, for free.
Dang.
Yeah. So pretty cool stuff.
That's awesome.
You know, why would you buy a grill anywhere else if they
they
assemble it and deliver it for free? You know. So check them out up there at the Ace Hardware store in Titusville. They got two locations: the original store, which is right there on US 1, where they've got all the fishing tackle that you guys and gals like to buy as well. And then the other one is 1/4 mile east of I-95 on Garden Street. And purchase your new grill and have it delivered today, only from Ace in Titusville. A call from New Orleans this morning. Well, let's see who's from New Orleans.
Give me Ross.
Good morning.
Boudreaux.
Is it Boudreaux?
Thibodeau.
Boudreaux Thibodeau from New Orleans. What's up, buddy?
Yes, sir. Not much, you know. Jimmy, I'll come to town every so often. I'll come looking for you. But, you know, I got a question for you, Jimmy. I listen to your show all the time. I got a question for you.
What's that?
You're always talking about redfish, bluefish, tuna fish, starbright fish, crawfish. No, you don't talk about no crawfish ever, but you do talk about all them other fish. I'm just wondering, how come you don't ever talk about the crawfish? And you know why they're called crawfish, Jimmy? Do you know why?
I do not know why.
They got two craw and a tail like a fish, crawfish. And you ain't never talking about the crawfish. You don't talk about all the other fish.
Well,
Tell me about crawfish, Jimmy. What do you know about crawfish? You know anything about crawfish, Jimmy? Does that guy sit next to you know anything about crawfish? I bet you
Rodney,
don't know
do you know anything about
Tell me what you know about crawfish.
I know you suck the head out. Let's pull them out. That's about it. I don't know much about them.
I'll tell you what I know about crawfish. I know there's a guy named Boudreaux Thibodeau that knows how to cook them.
Yes, sir, Jimmy Ross. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I got 2 sacks.
I'm gonna have to get some. I'm gonna have to get some Abita. I'm gonna have to get some Abita beer, and grab my Louisiana Cajun seasoning and come on with it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, Jimmy. Yes, sir, Jimmy. I bet see you later on, and you best come out here hungry, and you best be ready to eat. Better ready to eat some crawfish. Because Boudreaux Thibodeau don't come in town that often, but I'm here now, so I bet see you, Jimmy. I'm gonna hang up now. I got to get to work.
I hear you, brother.
All right,
appreciate the call this morning, and you will see me today.
All right.
Okay. Hey, good morning, Daniel. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Cap. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just got a call from a good buddy from Louisiana, to Boudreaux Thibodeau, and he says, "Come on and bring it," because he's got the crawfish boiling.
Oh yeah. My son's in the Coast Guard, and they're in dry dock up there in Louisiana right now, and that's what they've been doing about 3 times a week up there.
Nice.
Man, there's nothing wrong with a good crawfish boil.
Mm-hmm. You ain't kidding. Hey, listen, I just wanted to call in real quick and let you know and let your listeners know that we have a bass tournament going on this weekend in Toho. It's the annual Paralyzed Veterans of America tournament, and we're a couple boats short. If anybody wants to get out and help a paralyzed veteran, get out and catch some fish, I'll be out there in my 24-foot bay boat, and I know a lot of your listeners have those style boats, and they're actually really good for those veterans to get in and out of, bigger, safer, higher gunnels usually than a bass boat.
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there and let everybody know it's at Lake Toho at the Kissimmee Lakefront Park. It's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, the veterans fish against each other, and then Sunday, the captains and the captains and the veterans are a team, and everybody fishes against each other. So it's kind of 2 tournaments in one. It's a really great time. It's really awesome to honor these veterans and get them out there. And man, the stories you hear just are amazing. In fact,
Daniel, you have been.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say you have been helping first responders and veterans for a really long time, and this is just one more way to kind of give back. That's absolutely fantastic. How many boats are you needing for your to kind of complete the event?
Last I heard, it was 6 boats. We're short 6 boats. And if you're willing to, you can go on Facebook and look up Mr. Neil Lazarus. Neil Lazarus. He's the tournament director, and he'll get you all set up.
Know Neil for a long time. He's a great guy.
He is an excellent guy. Both my boys fished in the TSA with him, and him and his wife Patty, they do an amazing job.
I'm just typing here. Keep talking to him here, Rodney, because I'm just typing something on the Facebook feed real quick.
Yeah, I remember when Neil was working back in the day. I think it was it's the Teen Anglers, but there was another organization he was working with for a while too, back in the day, and I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I worked at Bitters. He used to come in there all the time. Used to see him quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely, great guy, guy. But yeah, if I just wanted to get that out there for any of your listeners, even if you can't commit to the whole weekend, if you want to come out and watch the weigh-in, it's a great time. People are out there in their lawn chairs, watching these veterans weigh their fishing. Neil does a great job. It's a professional style tournament. He has the announcements going, and it's just a really, really great event. It looks like the weather's going to be great for us this year.
Daniel, do you have a phone number as well that I could post on the Facebook feed?
Yes, sir. Hang on, let me pull up my contacts because none of us know numbers by heart anymore.
No, it's one. It's funny. We had to change my mom's phone numbers because she was just getting. I mean, it was like 24/7 spam calls.
Oh my gosh,
all day long. I mean, I was sitting there in their house one day, and I'm like, "Mom, this is driving me nuts." She goes, "I have to deal with this. I have to deal with this every day." The phone did not quit ringing for hours, and it was just sales call after sales call after scam after. And I'm like, "That's it. We're changing your number." After 55 years of the same number. We changed her phone number. and I can't remember it for nothing now because I had that one memorized
Yep.
since I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
5-year-old kid, you know.
Yep.
But that's Neil Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. And his number is 407
Let's see here.
383 4223.
383 4223. So I've got 407 383 4223.
That's correct.
And it's Neil.
And if I could just share one story of this tournament. Last 2 years ago when I took a guy out, he was paralyzed from the waist down. And he was in Vietnam. And when he came back from Vietnam, he was treated so poorly that he wanted to go back. So he re-enlisted and went back to Vietnam, ended up in a helicopter crash and broke his back. So
Wow.
if you think about that, just think about that. You come home and you get treated so poorly that you'd rather go back. So I think we've done a really good job as a nation to honoring our veterans. And this is just we've gotten a lot better at it. And this is just a way to honor them, just another way to do it.
That's awesome.
You know, every time that I have a veteran on the boat, Daniel, I always first and not even on the boat, just see them out and about in public, wearing their whatever hat they were associated with. I always thank them for their service because I couldn't do what I do somewhere else.
No.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get to do what I do every day because of a veteran, not just a veteran.
That's correct.
Veterans.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got family members that were obviously in the service. I mean, my grandfather was in the Marines. He was at one of the worst battles in the entire war at Guadalcanal during that era.
My
that whole
grandfather,
South Pacific was just.
My grandfather was in the South Pacific in the Navy, and he was off of D-Day. So yeah.
So we are so thankful for those guys. And hopefully there's some, unfortunately, I am completely booked up this weekend or I would be there. But hopefully there's somebody out there that has an extra boat and we need 6 of them. It sounds like 6 boats and get a veteran out there fishing.
Yes, sir. That'd be great. I appreciate it, Cap. Y'all have a great day. And, I look forward to hearing about your fishing report for this week. Looks like it's going to be a good week.
I'm looking forward to it too. And
Thanks,
I'll throw
sir.
that number out there one more time, Daniel. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So, guys and gals, that's Neil Lazarus. You can contact him on Facebook or 407-383-4223. That's 407-383-4223 to get involved with getting some veterans out on the water this weekend.
And I've known Neil a long time. Let me tell you, the gentleman that has just really given so much time to our industry and the love for it through, kids and youth stuff, obviously veterans and stuff like that. He's really, and faith-based stuff. He's really gone out there and done a lot. So Neil's a great guy.
And next week we've got a big event coming up.
We
at
do.
Mudhole.
I know.
You and I are both going to be there doing a live remote from there, and we're also going to be displaying.
Yep. I'll be probably in and out around, talking Daiwa, some other brands too. Got a couple guys going to be joining me. Rich and Kyle are going to be joining me on that endeavor. We got a bunch of brands and that are going to be there at the Mudhole event. If you want me to go through those,
Yeah,
kind of talk. Yeah,
there's like 40 or 50.
It's a lot, man. And look, I'm going to tell
groups.
you, I've been at both their first event and their last event, and they were just awesome, man. You talk about we're going to be doing some giveaways, stuff like that too.
Yeah,
but just
Mudhole Custom Tackle is one of the premier shops
it's
in
nice,
Orlando.
man.
They
Yeah,
have
if you haven't
really
been there,
done a good job with that.
So I mean, just angler resource. Yourself, myself are going to be there. Cortland, Daiwa, Danco, Diamond Products, Florida Fishing Products, Johnny Jigs. Shimano, Mighty River Recovery, which is a really cool organization.
That's a cool organization working for the St. John's
JYG,
River.
Seminole Junior Anglers. I just spoke at their event last month, I think. Awesome, really organization for the kids. Skimmer Skiff Boats, Team Challenge. The U.S. Marines are going to be there. We've got
Hoorah.
Z-Man, Seagar, TFO, Yeti, Yozuri, and we're going to have food, as you were referring to. We got Bon Appetit, Flacco Fam Cantina, I'm not sure. Yep, tacos.
Nothing wrong with tacos.
And some Mission barbecue. So
it's going to be a hard choice. I'm telling you, I love me some tacos.
We're there early. Just think, we're there early, then through lunch. It could be 2 meals.
You know what? Breakfast tacos and pulled pork for lunch.
Hey, man.
Maybe some brisket.
Hey, can't go wrong with that.
Pastor Paul, you might have to come too. You know?
But it's a good time, man. Mudhole, as listeners may know, they're the biggest, basically seller of rod building components in the world. And now they're getting into the tackle side, and they're doing it in a big way.
They really are doing it in a big way.
Apparel, all that.
Next Saturday, we're gonna kick it off with a live remote from 7 to 9 a.m. and then the event.
It's in Oviedo.
Yeah.
So it's at the Mudhole in Oviedo. You can look it up online. I don't know the
component
address.
Loop.
Component Loop. That's right. It's their own. Yeah, Component as a rod component. So that's their own road.
2133 Component Loop.
There we go. Perfect.
In Oviedo, and that's Mudhole Custom Tackle.
Yep. And I believe the event kicks off at 10 o'clock, if I remember
It's their 50th anniversary, and I don't have a kickoff time.
I believe it's 10 o'clock, and I believe it goes till 3 o'clock. So I'll be jetting out a little bit early. I got to go watch my daughter get thrown up in the air at a cheer event. So she got her Worlds is coming up.
Cheerleading.
She has a chance to be a world champion, legitimately. So I'm stoked.
Nice.
So yep. So I'll be there in the morning. We'll be talking some stuff. Like I said, we got some giveaways. Fluorocarbon, we're going to be giving away, I believe, a Soul MQ reel worth over $400. So some good stuff.
Gotcha.
So,
well, today is Strike Zone. Next week is Mudhole Custom Tackle. Yep. The following week is the Project Sea Safe event down at Old Fish House and Treasure Coast Marine down in Grant. We're going to be there. That's a huge event.
Nice.
As well. That's clam plantings, mangrove plantings, trash cleanups, tournaments. I mean, that whole event is just grown exponentially. And there's a lot of the top guys in the industry that are going to be there. Now, I can't speak for this year because I haven't got a lineup yet, but it looks like we've got George Proveromo, some of the crew from the Florida Insider Fishing Report, the guys from Local Knowledge, Rush Maltz and Ali Husseini, myself, Captain Jeff Cranick, Captain Blair Wiggins from Blair Wiggins Outdoors, Captain Alex Huey, Captain Alex Gorichki, just a ton of locals and outsiders. What's the other fellow's name? I can't remember his name. But the whole thing is for Project Sea Safe, and there's a benefit tournament going on for Bouncer Smith as well, who is just an absolute legend in Florida fishing.
I mean, God, you listen to that guy talk, it's like, oh, yeah.
That guy, I hope one day I've seen as many fish as he has.
Man, I mean, he starts talking and you're like, oh, wait, what? I mean, I'm like, let me get a pen and pad out, man. Like, he's a wealth of knowledge.
Walking encyclopedia.
And Poveromo is a great guy as well. Absolute phenomenal gentleman. Good.
So we got to take our next break, but when we come back, we got a whole lot more Catch a Memory right after this, so don't go away. Greasy smears, fish blood, dirty footprints, and spilled food all create a mess on your boat's deck. Here's a fast and easy solution to clean them. Starbright Ultimate Extreme Clean. Just spray it on the spot, hit it with a deck brush, and rinse it off. Dirty vinyl cushions, greasy drips around your outboard, even those suspicious stains your fishing buddy always seems to leave behind, don't stand a chance when you squirt a little Ultimate Extreme Clean on them. Starbright Ultimate Extreme Clean works great to clean your grill and around the house. You can use it on your truck or lawnmower. It gets greasy stains out of clothing too. Just spray it on any greasy spot, give it a light rub, and they'll look like new again. Make sure you pick up some Starbright Ultimate Extreme Clean and lose those greasy stains today.
If you listen to this show, you know Captain Jim Ross is one of the top light tackle charter fishing captains here in Florida. Jim's been fishing these waters on the Space Coast his whole life and has been a full-time captain for almost 30 years. In that time, Jim's clients have landed thousands of personal best catches, including giant tarpon, redfish, and snook, plus a few massive black drum. So if you're looking for an incredible adventure, book your next charter excursion with Captain Jim Ross. It's simple. Go to finelinefishingcharters.com, click the reservations tab to see Jim's available dates, book the type of trip you want, and get ready to go catch your next memory.
The most trusted name in bass fishing is also the top soft plastic lure brand for saltwater species. Sea trout, tarpon, redfish, and snook can't resist a saltwater assassin 4-inch sea shad. Its amazing swimming action sets the bar for swim bait designs. Others continue to try, but no one has been able to replicate the action of this incredible minnow-style lure. But Assassin has other proven designs. The native shiner-colored 5-inch shad assassin is my go-to lure when I'm targeting big trout. Redfish love the drunk monkey or the mudbug-colored 4-inch assassin shrimp. And snook and tarpon love their new little P&V dart bait in watermelon red flake or Houdini colors. You can rig these lures on a weedless worm hook or on the amazing Assassin Spring Lock jig head. So these are just a few of my favorite Assassin lures that help me and my customers stay happy. Check out what top professional anglers have known for years. Assassin lures simply catch more fish. Stop in your local tackle store or go to bassassassin.com to check out this incredible lure for yourself. Hey, everybody. This segment of the show is brought to you by Petrucci Insurance. Make sure you stop in at Petrucci or give them a call, 321-632-1200, and have a rate quote done for yourself. They're an independent insurance agency that finds you the best deal, and all you got to do is call. It's super easy, and you'll find out if you're spending too much or if they can save you some money. So 321-632-1200. That's Petrucci Insurance Agency right there in Rockledge. You know what? Milestones are what defines greatness.
Uh-oh. Where's this going?
Well, it's America celebrating its huge milestones. 250th birthday this year, right?
That's right.
Well, Budweiser Beer is celebrating a milestone as well. The unforgettable King of Beers is celebrating 150 years, creating smiles,
holy cow, wow,
laughter, and unforgettable memories wherever beer lovers gather across this great nation. Beechwood Aging produces a unique American-style lager for all to enjoy. And Carroll Distributing, your local Anheuser-Busch distributor of Budweiser, invites you to celebrate America's 250th birthday with some, and Budweiser's 150th birthday, with some ice-cold Budweiser. And this is funny. You know, Budweiser, B-U-D, because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly. Pretty cool,
marketing team there, brother.
At the unforgettable taste of Beechwood Aging, get yourself some Budweiser today. King of beers, absolutely the king of beers. For
I won't get into it much, but I will. The listeners, if you ever get a chance, History Channel has like history of different things, and they have one of like Budweiser, Jack Daniels, and all that. Very, very fascinating. If you want to hear about like the history of Budweiser, it's really cool. Oh,
I have to check it out.
Awesome. It's really neat. So they have a couple different ones. The tobacco industry, all that. It's pretty cool. So yeah.
Well, we're going to go to phone lines. Sounds like we got Jeff Kranick on the line this morning. Good morning, buddy.
Is he there?
Is he there?
Jeff?
He's probably transferring from his cell phone to his truck phone or vice versa.
I heard the dean of his door.
Yeah. It's funny, my phone will ring and I'll answer it, but I'll be close enough to my truck that it's in the truck.
Yep.
And I'm like, why can't I not talk? Why are you not hearing me? And I'm like, I got to run over to the truck real quick. So, what's going on this morning, buddy?
I just thought I'd call in and talk about one of the remotes that we're doing with the show coming up here soon.
Well, you and I are going to be doing the Project Sea Safe event together. And also, we've got another event coming up at Jolly Gator.
Yes, we do. We've got the 5th annual Gator Hunt for Heroes, I believe what they call it, where they take disabled vets, law enforcement, and firefighters out on alligator hunts.
Awesome.
Where people donate their hunts to the project. And I think last year they said they did like 70 of them.
Nice. Wow. Really?
Wow.
That's awesome. 70 hunts.
Yeah, and those are all donated tags.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
That's incredible.
No. But they're, like I said, they're having the 5th annual one here coming up at the Jolly Gator, which is off of State Road 46.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm missing something here. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry.
That's my stomping grounds over there on the St. John's.
I love that part of the river.
It's just such a beautiful part of the river.
So much fun to ride on that part of the river. You know, last 2 years we've been to that event, and obviously, if you like crawfish, there's a huge crawfish boil that goes on in conjunction with it. That's part of the fundraiser, and then these other things that Jeff was talking about, and if you have a mud boat, an airboat, even just any kind of a little kicker boat, and you want to go like on this like little, they call it the mud boat run because they're primarily mud boats, but there's guys in airboats, show up, run what you brung, just show up. If it floats, run it. And they do this big loop all the way around the entire Lake Harney. They leave out of Jolly Gator, and they stop at various places. There's a couple little like stops that you stop along the way. Just a lot of fun. That's my
sort of crappie fishing grounds over there, man. Yeah. When the water's high enough for my big boat, though.
Well, I tell you, with all the rain that's come,
I know it should be good. That entrance,
it was becoming. I was talking to Sid from Sid Dyson, and he was saying that it was going to be just a mud boat / airboat event, but the water's coming up now.
Oh, it's coming way up.
I think it was back in January. I had to turn around before I got to the Econ because it was too shallow. So yeah, it's definitely come up quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I know we need the rain and all, but it sure would have been nice to have some wildfires to burn back some of that marsh.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll still get some of that. But yeah, this is a huge setback to any kind of prescribed burns that we're gonna take place. It's probably going to limit to where they can actually burn now.
Yeah. Back to the event. It's going to be on the 9th of next month. Like I said, at the Jolly Gator. We're going to be doing the remote there from the beach there underneath the canopy from 7 to 9. At 9 o'clock, the mud run will kick off. Now, we call it a mud run, but it's kind of just like your poker run. You have 5 stops, and at each stop you collect a card. Then who's ever got the best hand at the end of the run, they break down the winnings there.
Yep. How much is it to get involved, Jeff?
It's $45 for the mud run, and then $45 for the crawfish boil. It's all you can eat.
Jim's going to wear stretchy pants.
Oh, you better believe it. I'm going to have some stretchy pants for sure. Actually, my pants right now are stretchy because none of them fit anymore.
That's good.
Gretchen and the gals will be there selling tickets for the raffle items.
Gotcha.
And, it's been a really great time. We stumbled on it when they were up at Orange Lake, up by Loch Lusa, and they've moved the event down here the last couple of years, and it's been a big success.
Rodney, if you're not doing anything, you definitely got to come.
Yeah,
It's big time.
I have my calendar in the truck. I'm going to look.
Yeah, and that's May 9th, right?
Yep, May 9th at the Jolly Gator on State Route 46.
Awesome.
And if you have any questions, just I don't have the number here in front of me, but there's going to be plenty of announcements floating around Facebook.
Yep, just look for it. And if you can't find it, just Google Mudboat Run.
Exactly, it'll pop right up. And
pops right up.
Not to be confused with the one the following week down in Lake Kissimmee, and that's a whole separate event.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's all I got for you this week, guys. It's been windy.
We got a Facebook question for you, Jeff.
Go ahead.
It says, did you get your boat back from being rewired yet?
I did. I picked it up this week, and my goodness, it's a work of art.
You know, it's amazing when you take the time to properly wire a boat.
Oh,
it doesn't look like a rat nest anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these guys that are wiring boats now, or rewiring boats now, they like he was just saying. I mean, they're artists.
Yeah,
they are artists. The way
Yep.
they're labeling everything. It's not just a bunch of wires, just jumbled around here and there, zip tied up. I mean, when you get a professional rewire done, wow,
yeah,
amazing.
It is marked every end of the wire, no matter where it starts or stops. It's marked. So I can go from the back to some bus board and find the wire behind one of the switches.
Yeah,
and it'll be marked there. It's truly a work of art. Those guys did a great job for me.
Yeah. So there you go. There you go. He says, good to hear. Apparently he knows him, the fellow. Says Ashton is the best. So good. That's good to hear. Well, Jeff, we appreciate the call in on the mud boat run at Jolly Gator on May 9th. I will see you before then, but obviously we're doing the Project Sea Safe event in 2 weeks down at the Grant Fish House with a lot of the other gang that was there last year, so we're looking forward to that as well. But you guys and gals do what Jeff and Rodney and I are going to do, and get out there and have some fun this weekend, because it looks like it's actually going to be a good weekend to get outside and do some stuff.
Real quick, Jim. You there?
Yeah. Yep.
I spoke with the folks up in Ketchikan, and they are filling up quick. If you're involved in a cruise or just going up there to fish with Baranoff, get your reservations in, because it's going to be a good year for them up there.
Gotcha. Rodney, you said you watched some of the shows.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wife's like, ooh, like, I think that's going to be on our list in a couple years to go do. I'll be calling you, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff set up everything. He ought to go into being a tour guide. I mean, he just
nice.
It couldn't have been any better. Jeff, thanks so much for the call this morning, buddy.
Okay, man. We'll talk to you guys later.
Take
See
care,
you, brother.
Bye-bye now. Gang, we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. You've got to run.
I got to get going.
You got to get to this event.
Yep. I will be down at Strike Zone for a good portion of the rest of the day. So, yeah, if listeners are around, come by and say hello.
There you go.
So, perfect. Appreciate it.
Big event going on.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy, and I'll see you next week.
We'll be hanging out again next week. I like it. All right, take care.
Hey, guys and gals, we're going to be right back with more Catch a Memory after this.
Hey guys, Captain Blair Wiggins here. I'm sure you're aware of the ongoing projects out there that are aimed at restoring seagrass and water quality in the Indian River Lagoon system. Well, here's one that I'm proud to have played a role in getting started, the Indian River Lagoon Clam Restoration Project. I collaborated with Whitney Labs, CCA, the FWC, and many other partners to implement this clam restoration project right here on Florida's East Coast. I would love for every one of you to get involved with this program. Your $20 donation will put 200 clams back into our lagoons. As they grow, these 200 clams will filter over 1 million gallons of lagoon water per year, greatly impacting the health of our local waters. Your contributions are tax deductible, so please help our lagoon by donating $20, $50, $100 or more to this cause. You can make your donation online at IndianRiverClamProject.org/support. Again, that's IndianRiverClamProject.org/support. And on behalf of myself and our waters in the lagoon, we thank you.
Sunrise Marina Bait and Tackle Shop. They've been serving Brevard County anglers for over 25 years. Sunrise has all of the gear that you hardcore anglers need for a productive day on the water, and they've got frozen baits like ballyhoo, sardines, squid, and more. Plus, Sunrise Marina has a great selection of live baits, shrimp, pinfish, croakers, mud minnows, fiddler crabs, and a whole lot more. So if you're looking for tackle, rods and reels, boating accessories, fresh-made sandwiches, or your favorite beverages, Sunrise Marina has got everything for you, and you can ice it all down with some bagged or bulk ice at their convenient, trailer boat-friendly drive-thru. Sunrise Marina also stocks some really cool nautical gifts, as well as the performance clothing and casual clothing that anglers like you and me like to wear. Make sure you stop by Sunrise Marina before heading out before your next fishing adventure. They're easy to find right across the street from Grills Restaurant at 505 Glen Cheek Drive in Port Canaveral. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch a Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Mud Hole, and of course, you've heard earlier on the show, Rodney Sahr and myself will be doing a live remote from Mud Hole here coming up next week. So we're going to be out at that event. That is going to be a huge event. All kinds of giveaways, all kinds of captains there, like we were mentioning before, all kinds of products, company reps, all kinds of stuff going on all day long over there, actually from like 10 to 2, and food as well, so you don't have to go find some food. You can come right there and get some. So appreciate Mudhole sponsoring this segment of the show, and we're going to be really excited to be at their 50th anniversary sale next week in Oviedo, checking out some of the rods, reels, tackle, and apparel from some of the biggest brands in the industries. So it doesn't really matter if you like to fly fish, if you like to bass fish, if you like to kingfish, if you like to tuna fish, they have got something for everybody over at Mudhole Custom Tackle in Oviedo. So we look forward to seeing you guys there live next week for that particular part of this show. We're going to be there from 7 to 9 a.m. And then, of course, the rest of the day is going to be everybody else as well. Want to do the Starbright Cleaning Solutions segment today. This is a brand new product, and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to just go back and tell you guys, this thing's really cool. It's their super soft wash and dry microfiber sponge, and it's basically the next evolution of a sponge for your boat. It takes on the characteristics of their reggae mitt that looks like, got little dreadlocks on it, and they put this on a microfiber sponge, and they left part of the back open, just like you would on your seats on your boat. They've got some mesh on part of it so that it can dry back out and not get all goopy. But what's really cool is this microfiber. It's good for everything. It gets all the stuff down in the little cracks and crevices around your hatches. It's great for your isinglass. It's great for your plastics and your Lexans. So you can wash a lot of stuff with it because it's super soft with these microfiber little hairs coming off of it. But just a fantastic product. And it's not necessarily a mitt. It can be used on your car. It can be used on your boat. Just a fantastic wash and dry sponge. So check that out because these things dry back out really quick, and it's comfortable. It's designed to fit your hand, and with those microfibers, it ensures lint-free, streak-free finish, and you can even polish with it if you want to. So pick up one, pick up a couple. They're a fantastic product, but it's the Starbright Super Soft Wash and Dry Mitt. So love those things. I've been real happy with mine. I've tested it thoroughly already in just the short month that I've had it. Rodney's heading out right now this morning down to Strike Zone. He's going to be down there all day. I'm going to be seeing Boudreaux Thibodeau a little bit later on with my family, and the Wiggins family is going to join us and head out to that. But going back to what we were talking about earlier with the conditions on the ocean right now, it looks to me like this is going to be potentially a really good week for fishing once these swells die down just a little bit more and we can get out there. Because if you get the swells down around 3 to 4 feet at an 8 to 10 second period, that makes for excellent sight fishing. If those cobia are up on top, if the rays are up on top, you should be able to see them very, very easily. And, I did a seminar at the Orlando Boat Show a couple of weeks ago on cobia fishing. One of the things that we talked about in there was the ability to cast long distances but not hook the ray. Guys, that's the worst thing that can happen, guys and gals. The worst thing that can happen is you hook the ray. And a lot of people will throw cobia jigs at rays. I am not one of those guys. We don't throw cobia jigs at rays, okay? And here's why. If you hook the ray, your opportunity's gone. The ray's going down. You're losing your jig. He's taking the cobia with him. Your opportunity, you blew your opportunity if you're throwing cobia jigs at manta rays. Find something else that you can throw instead. And two of the things that I like to throw are either a topwater plug, whether it's a skittering type plug, old school pencil popper, or a chugger type plug, like a big Rapala Explode or something like that. Something that makes a lot of noise and can be moved across the surface of the water very quickly to entice the cobia to chase it and come away from the ray. Once you get the cobia away from the ray, then obviously it becomes a whole lot easier to not hook the ray and to present that cobia with other baits. So let's say he's, the cobia 2, 3 sometimes follow your chugger off of the ray and they peel away from it 10 or 15 feet. Then you can present the jig. Then you can present a live bait. And one of my favorite things is the 7-inch saltwater assassin in the lime truce color. That lime truce color, or the pearl white, they both work, but that lime truce color jig is an incredible jig to throw at cobia because it's bright like a typical cobia jig. It's got chartreuse on it. It's a lot of guys throw oranges or chartreuses at cobia because they stand out. That lime truce color in the cobia, in the 7-inch saltwater assassin shad, not the paddle tail. I mean, you can throw the paddle tail, but I don't throw the paddle tail a lot. I throw the straight tail bait because it looks more like an eel or a needlefish. And those two types of species can be up towards the surface of the water in many cases. More so in the daytime, needlefish, ballyhoo are going to be up top. But, early mornings, later in the evenings, you can still have some eels up top, and they will chase them down. So that chartreuse lime truce colored 7-inch assassin rigged on a big wide gap weedless worm hook. The whole rig with the worm hook, let's say a 6/0, 7/0, 8/0 worm hook, and that lime truce shad assassin weigh about a half an ounce. Okay, so if you're trying to throw that on a rod that's, say, designed for 20 to 40 pound class tackle and an 8,000 size reel, doesn't really work real good. That's what you want to throw the chugger with. Throw your chugger with that 8,000, 10,000 size reel, 40 or 50 pound braid on it, 50, 60 pound leader, chug it, get the cobias away. Once you get them away, I throw that 7-inch assassin or a live bait, and I throw it on a 5,000 or 6,000 size reel. So I've got quite a few of the Penn Clash 2 reels in the 5,000 size and also the Battle 4 in the 5,000 size. And neither of these are very expensive reels, but both of them work very well. I've been very, very pleased with those reels. I'm running 30-pound braid and a 50-pound test leader with a line-to-line splice. That combo on a 15 to 30-pound rod, that's 7.6. Mine are like 7.10. I like a longer rod for doing this. You can throw that half-ounce soft plastic in that weedless worm hook. You can use weighted ones too if you find weighted ones, but you don't have to. You can throw that thing 70 to 100 feet very, very easily. If you have a tailwind, you can throw it even farther. And so what's really good about that bait is it doesn't sink down in the water column. And the nice thing about that is that you're not hooking the ray. If you do want to throw it across the ray's back or across the face of the ray, depending on your approach angle to the ray, you can do that and get away with it without it being heavy like a jig and then dropping down and hooking the ray. Being weedless, it makes it that much more effective if you do get it down in front of the ray, that it doesn't snag on the ray as it bounces off of his wing. So just think about that whenever you're out there looking for rays. Have something that's lighter in weight or something that floats so that you don't hook the ray. Have the jig, by all means, have the cobia jig. Put your squid tip on it. Put your ballyhoo on it. Put your eel on it. Put your whatever you want on it, your plastic trailer. But don't throw that at the ray. Throw those other two things at the ray. Secondly, if you find that you are not getting enough distance on that particular setup, then you can always back down a little bit more. Now, I'm not recommending that you do this every time, but most of our cobia are less than 25 pounds. A 4,000 size reel is perfectly capable of landing a 25-pound cobia. We land 50-inch redfish on them in the lagoon. We land 60-pound drum on them in the lagoon all the time. It will handle a 25-pound cobia. Now, not that this is going to be your primary target or your primary source of gear, but have one on board and have one rigged up specifically with a live bait, because you're going to be able to pitch a 4,000 size reel with 6-pound diameter line that breaks at 20-pound breaking strength much farther with a live bait on it, say with some 50-pound fluorocarbon leader and a hook, than you will that 5,000 or that 6,000 size reel with 30-pound, and way farther than you can with that 8,000 or 10,000 size reel with 40 or 50-pound braid on it. So that 4,000 size reel still has a place in nearshore fishing. If you see that cobia and that cobia is looking like he's 50 pounds, don't throw that reel. Okay? Throw something a little heavier with a little more stick to it, a little heavier rod to it. But in most cases, our cobia are less than 25 pounds, less than 38 inches at the fork, and if you can throw something lightweight and hook that fish, by all means do it. It's more fun to catch them on light tackle anyway. The only caveat to that is if you're fishing on sharks, don't do that. You'll never land a fish. So, so with that, we're going to take our last break of the day. When we come back, we got 15 more minutes to catch your memory, so don't go away. We're going to be right back with more after these messages. StarTron enzyme fuel treatment makes all engines run stronger, smoother, and helps them get better fuel economy. The enzymes in StarTron improve the quality of all fuels so engines start easier, even if they haven't been run for several months. Don't just stabilize your fuel, tune it with StarTron. StarTron enzyme fuel treatment can also be used in 2- and 4-stroke engines, trucks, lawnmowers, generators, motorcycles, four-wheelers, basically anything that runs on gas. You can also get StarTron diesel fuel treatment for your truck, boat, or tractor, or construction equipment. If you want to fuel more power, tune your fuel with StarTron. Is your home under attack from pests or termites? Or have furry wildlife made themselves way too comfortable in your attic? At Integrity Pest Management, they specialize in getting rid of pests, termites, and wildlife safely and effectively. With years of experience and commitment to integrity, they protect your home from unwanted invaders using eco-friendly and efficient solutions. Don't wait for the damage to pile up. Call Integrity Pest Management today for a free inspection and let them restore peace and security to your home. Call 321-637-1199 or visit them at integritypestmanagement.com. Integrity Pest Management, where your home safety and your peace of mind are their top priority. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch Memory Outdoors. We were talking about the cobia in the last segment. I want to talk a little bit about inshore. Mike Mann brought it up earlier in the show when he called in from the Mosquito Lagoon. He's not seeing a lot of bait fish there right now. And there's a reason for that. I mean, north wind typically suppresses bait movement, and it's going to push it back to the south. However, I have been fishing in the Melbourne through Wabasso area of the river on the last few trips that I did get out prior to the 30-knot winds we had this week. And there is a lot of bait that is starting to move into that particular part of the lagoon system. So if you're a live bait guy and you like catching live bait, throwing live bait, that would be the area of the lagoon system that I would try and target. You're also... With the rain that we just had, in some cases we had 6 and 7 inches of rain in some of the spots around the county, which is unprecedented for this time of the year. You've got Horse Creek, Crane Creek, Turkey Creek, Goat Creek, Sebastian River, O'Galley River. you've got all of these different flows that are now going to be flowing from that rain. It's going to be pushing a lot of the bait that was up in those rivers, up in those areas, out into the main lagoon system. So use those as focal points. If you just want to hop, skip, and jump down the lagoon system from outflow to outflow to outflow, you can run from one to the next and do fairly well. The species that you're going to find most around those outflows right now are jacks and tarpon. And actually, some of the jacks are running pretty big. I mean, we're talking hour jacks. We're talking 20-pound jack crevalle and bigger. You'll also find bull sharks in those areas. So there's a lot of different species of big game that you can actually target in the lagoon system right now. I've been catching last week, not this past week, but last week, I had 3 straight trips where we had multiple bull sharks on those trips. I had a morning trip where we had 9 bull sharks. That afternoon, we had 11 bull sharks. And the following day, we had 8 bull sharks. And a lot of those fish are small. A lot of those fish are only 20 to 40 pounds. But we had bull sharks last week in the Indian River Lagoon system up into the 170-pound class. I'm talking ones that could eat a tarpon if they wanted to. So don't go out there undergunned right now. Make sure you've always got at least one bigger rod that's got some decent leader on it. And if you're going to target the sharks, make sure you've got some wire on it. But all of those areas that I just mentioned, where those freshwater inputs are coming and outflows, if you will, into the Indian River Lagoon system, that's where you're going to find those fish congregating right now. In the case of the jacks, the tarpon and the sharks are pretty much homebodies. They're just going to be sticking around. They're not going to move too much. And live baits obviously work great for them. But in the case of the jacks, they are racing. Jacks race up and down the lagoon system. When they get fired up, I mean, they can literally go 200 yards in about 15 seconds. So you have to chase those fish down the lagoon or up the lagoon, whichever way they happen to be traveling at that time. And typically, large topwater plugs are the way to get them. Jerk baits will work as well. Jigs will work as well. Obviously, live baits work all the time. But I like throwing topwater chuggers in front of those jacks and just watching them explode on them. So big, heavy-duty chuggers on a 20 to 40-pound class rod and an 8,000 size reel. And the reason that you're tackling up that heavy, well, there's 2 reasons. One, if the bull sharks are running with them, the bull sharks are in that 150, 170-pound class, they will eat a 20-pound jack very easily. So you can get them away from the bull sharks a lot of times. 2, the faster you get those jacks in, it's still going to take you 10 or 15 minutes, but the faster you get those jacks in, the faster you can reload, run the boat up, and get back in front of the school again, because you can see them feeding up the lagoon. Just look for the birds and look for the blasts, because they're going to be blasting water. They're going to be blasting mullet, ballyhoo, needlefish, all of those types of bait fish. They're just going to be blasting away at them. So run up the lagoon system, get back in front of them. Don't pull right in on them. Get back in front of them, shut your motor down, and let them come to you. And as they're coming by you, obviously, you should get the hook up again. But just some great big fish, light tackle angling going on in the lagoon system right now. The only downside to it this particular week was it was so windy and so rough on most days, you just simply couldn't get to them. And, I understand that, I didn't get out. A lot of you guys and gals didn't get out as well. But this next week, we've got some pretty good looking weather. And starting today, it actually is starting to look pretty good. So that's something that I would prepare for if I were you and I was going out on the lagoon right now. The other thing with that bait, we talked about pilchards. We talked about greenies. In particular, there are some pogies. There are some mullet as well, mainly bigger mullet. But with the greenies and the pilchards, the amount of trout and the amount of smaller snook that are migrating northward from St. Lucie and Fort Pierce, and the juvenile tarpon that are working their way up the lagoon system, up the ICW, if you will, following that bait is pretty impressive. We had multiple days, multiple times during the day last week that we had, and even on Monday, that we had double and triple hookups. Triple hookups on jacks, double hookups on speckled trout. And the speckled trout are all pretty decent size right now in the south part of the listing area. Most of them are averaging about 15 to 16 inches. Some of them are running 19 and 20. And there's an occasional, mid 20-inch fish that you can find around docks, mangroves, spoil islands, things of that nature. The other thing is the snook are in exactly the same places. And the snook bite was really good last week. We had a couple of double hookups last week. Most of those fish are running from about 20 to 26 inches. However, we had fish to 35 inches last week in the Indian River Lagoon, doing exactly that. Just stopping on islands, fishing around docks, fishing around mangrove points when the wind's blowing or the current, when you get down closer to Sebastian Inlet and the current's flowing around a mangrove point. Those are great places to target those particular fish because they will set up and stage there waiting for the bait fish to come around those mangrove points, always facing into the current because the bait fish are going to be coming sort of with the current in most cases. So just, set yourself up accordingly, and you should be able to get some really good fish this week. We're coming into the springtime. Gator trout are obviously, more and more available to us. Even though we lost a lot of fish, we're going to see more fish come into the central part of the Space Coast because they're migrating from down south to up north. And then if you can get out on the beaches, obviously triple tail and cobia. We've had plenty of east wind. Seagrass is blowing in towards the beach right now. Don't overlook these weed patches to have both cobia and triple tail on them, especially if you're marking bait fish underneath those bait patches. That is critical. Is the bait patch itself is good, but if there's not bait in the bait patch or in the seagrass patch, I should say, then it's not as good. Find the seagrass patches and the weed lines that are holding bait, and the little minnows, the shrimps, the crabs, and then down below them in the water column, obviously pilchards, greenies, sardines, anywhere in that 30 to 60 foot depth, you should be able to do pretty good. I'm excited about this week. It looks like it's going to get pretty decent, and I'm hoping that I can get outside. But if I can't, there's still plenty for me to do inside, and that's what I really, really like about this time of the year. You always have an option, no matter where you want to go. And then, of course, on those days when it is overcast or it is windier, simple cut bait setup. You don't necessarily have to try and go find live bait, fish live bait. A cut bait setup, like Mike Mann was talking about earlier. They were catching ladyfish so that they could, in one spot, so they could go to another spot where he knew the redfish were holding and chunk those ladyfish up and throw them out and let that wind and current work for them. It's just as easy a pattern as you can ever want. And here's the way you'll know if you're in the right spot or not. If you sit in a spot 15 minutes and you haven't had a bite, you can probably move to another spot. You don't need to stick it out for 3 straight hours unless you're creating a feeding zone for yourself. A lot of us guides in particular, will pull up to an area and we'll chunk a bunch of bait up, throw it out to create a zone or create a feeding area, and then let that current or that wind blow the scent down the flat. And then we'll set up and we'll try and camp there all day. So if you're just putting 1 or 2 baits out, it's not as effective. You need to chum the area a little more effectively, and then you can create that bite. But if you're not going to do that, and you're just throwing a couple of baits out, 15 minutes, no bites, time to move. Otherwise, you start getting catfish and other fish like that coming in, rather than those redfish and other fish that you're looking for. So, guys and gals, that's about it for me this week. I'm Captain Jim Ross. Hopefully, you guys and gals enjoyed today's show. Until next week, we're going to be doing that live remote next week and the week after. Do exactly what we're going to do. Get out there and catch yourselves a memory.